Okay, guys, welcome. And this is Jennifer Zagarias, and I want to talk to you today about some weird little money mindset habits that can train your brain for abundance. Now, I recently became aware that I'm surrounded by poor people, and I don't mean that as a derogative term. I mean that I found out that a lot of people, and I'm talking friends, family, and especially clients, have got a very poor money mindset, which is why we're doing this challenge, of course. Now, the good news is that you can completely break out of your scarcity mindset and create a shift in energy within you, because that's what money is. It's energy. It's getting into the flow of the universe and getting onto the money frequency. Now, I want to talk about how to change a couple of these habits in you, because that's the only person who matters in your life the most. And it's changing your money mindset so you can change the lives of those you love the most around you, whether that's your friends, family, your clients teaching them, or whether it's just because you want to do good and give to more charities. So I've realized something over the last couple of years. I've got some really weird little money habits. And, so I want to share a couple of those with you. And because they make a huge impact on the way how you feel and act around money. So a lot of these took root when I was actually in debt. There was a time in my life when things were not going as well as they are now. And there was this time when I would open up the bank account statements and I would just feel the breath just stuck in my chest, or, the mailman would come and I'd realize that was more bills that I just couldn't pay. So these mindsets that I created at that time, just without even realizing that I was doing it, changed the way that I look at money. So I want to share a couple of these with you today. And, let's just start getting your mindset, your money mindset magnetism. Let's start getting that up to speed. So, weird money little ritual number one: never say no to honest money. Now, what do I mean with that? It means in Dutch we have a saying: if you don't honor the small stuff, you're not worth the big stuff. So, for example, when I'm walking down the street and I see, I was going to say a penny, but I live in Europe, so, that'd be silly to say. When I see a couple of cents pieces on the ground, I bend over and I pick it up. Why? Because if you don't respect the small, you won't get the large. And every time when I bend over and I pick up a coin from the street, which is honest money, right? If you don't, you're saying to the universe, well, F you don't respect it. So by respecting the small stuff, the wiser parts of you is saying, I'm going to pick it up because that's the path I want to stay on. So I'm not going to say no to honest money. So say thank you when you pick up that penny. So this for me is awesome, because every time I find a penny, or, it's like, so there was one time and I found a 10 euro note and it made my month. I was having a good sales month, but still finding that was amazing. And you know why? Especially it was amazing because just a couple of days before that in the pet store, I lost a 10 euro note. So it was almost like the universe was compensating me. And I felt so amazing about that. So there's something really humbling and honoring about loose change and picking it up, that, let's not be arrogant about it. There is so many people who live on less than $1.25 a day. There is so many people living in poverty. So, not to bend down and pick up that, I'm going to keep calling it quarter, is disrespectful. So don't be arrogant, don't be disrespectful, and scoop up that quarter or penny and say thank you, because that's what it's all about. Now, weird little mindset number two is keeping it all organized. Now, this this comes from my physical money. I have my credit cards and my bank passes and what have you, but I also keep a little bit of cash money. And it's always well organized. And what it means is all the denominations are stacked together and they're all facing the same way and they're uncrumpled and it's neat and organized, because it probably comes back from when I was working in bars, and I worked a lot of bars and I worked a lot of clubs to get myself through college. And what I do whenever I was working, I would unfold every bill and I would respect it. So that is a sign for me also of reverence and respect for the money that's coming in. So, I feel that if I don't respect it, the money is going to flow out again. Just like in Japan, I lived in Japan for quite a few years. There's a habit, tradition, or ritual, whatever you want to call it, that if you put your handbag on the floor, on the ground, your wealth is going to flow out. So I never put my handbag on the floor. So these are these weird little, money rituals that you pick up and you create for yourself. So, this one of keeping everything organized is a way for me to say, it's organized, it's reverence, it's respect. I respect myself. I respect the money that's coming into my life. And thank you. Which brings me very neatly into number 3, gratitude. So what you really want to do is write yourself a very big fat reality check. And I know that you probably know this because I just talked about it for one, but you know that almost half the world, that's like 3 billion people, live on less than $2.50 a day. That's horrible. And about 80% of all of humanity, that's the entire world pretty much, right, lives on less than $10 a day. Now, I did a little research on you because you're in this group and you have internet and, you have access to technology, which means that you're probably not one of these people, which means that you are someone who should be respecting and being grateful for the fact that you do have more. So pretty much true abundance starts with real, true gratitude, appreciating everything that you have and not just the money in your life. I wake up every day and I am grateful for my house. I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my pets. I'm grateful for the fact that I have running water and I have money coming in. And I am so, so grateful. This is my habit. Every single day I wake up and I am grateful for abundance. And abundance is anything and everything. It is life. It is force. It's also the money you have in your bank account. Even if it's not a huge amount, be grateful for what you have because it's more than someone else has. I think Oprah says it best when she says, be thankful for what you have and you'll end up having more. And this for me has really turned out to be 100% gospel truth. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. So every day practice gratitude. And one of the ways you can do that is number 4, weird little money ritual number 4. And this is what I call my automatic mantra. And it's just a silly little phrase that at one point I made up because every time I would pay a bill or every time it's like coming back to my debt period of my life, when I would try to overcome my own scarcity, my mentality, my bad mentality that I had around money at that time, I would say to myself, there's always more where that came from. So I'd like to invite you to do that. I still do it to this day. Every time I pay a bill, every time money goes out, even when it's in the supermarket or, buying something fun, I always say to myself, there's always more where that came from. So I'd like to invite you to do that because it might sound silly, but there really is power in the words that we say to ourselves. And there's immense power in our rituals. And this is a super simple way to retrain yourself in the truth with capital T about money. Okay, weird little ritual number 5, especially apt at this weird corona period in time. It's called Bring Your Own Luxury. Now, why do I say that? Well, A, we can't go outdoors, but why can't we then not make our lives as luxurious as we can? Now, what I'm saying is make a beautiful candlelit dinner for even if you're by yourself, do it for yourself or do it for your family. Bring out the candles. I prefer home cooked meals because, well, I know what I like, so I cook quite well, in my opinion. And I tend to enjoy it a lot more than going out. So it costs a fraction of the price and you tend to enjoy it a lot more. So create, for example, a new normal of standard of luxury in your life by bring your own luxury. So create spa days for yourself or create, this beautiful feeling of abundance by redecorating. And it can just be a couple of small little things, but you're retraining your brain to accept luxury as your new level of normal. And here we go again. It's those little brain hacks that we're trying to ritualize in our lives that will take our money mentality to a new high. Okay, weird little money ritual number 6. This is what I call your start a fun fund, or in truth, I call it my FU money. So here's what it is. It's like a checking account, or it's a piggy bank, or a pickle jar, or whatever it is. And it's something that you put aside especially just for fun. And it's also the money that I tend to, this is always on top of having paid your bills and having put away a savings and paying your taxes and, doing all the normal stuff. But then on top of that, you have your FU money. And this is the money that I'm sure that you can think of someone in your life who doesn't want you to be successful, right? There's always that one person who you think just has the opinion that you're never going to make it, or you're just never going to be as good as they are, for example. And that is the person that you focus on with your FU money. And in your mind, you tell them, hey, look at this. I got this FU money right here, young man or young lady. And this is money that's going to make you feel good. And it's exclusive for you and your partner. Make sure that you're on the same page, of course. And do things that normally you won't be able to afford. So set it aside and go on that holiday. And, this brings me into another little ritual, number 7, which is pre-book plans. So if you want to go, for example, on a holiday, book it. Yeah, just go ahead and book it for like a couple of months down the line, or, 1 month, 2, whatever, in a pretty realistic frame of mind. But go ahead and book, for example, that flight, and then your mind is going to get creative. Your subconscious brain is going to get so creative with how you're going to pull that income in, because you're living and breathing in that holiday already. So that means that your brain has to switch into gear and get you onto that page where you're making that money. So that's a lovely little hack, number 7, which brings me now into one of my favorites, number 8, spread the wealth. And this doesn't mean, spread the wealth on yourself, go shopping and, save the economy, which in some kind of way it does. I'm not a big shopper. So, this for me would never be applicable. But this is another strategy that I personally love. It's a little bit counterintuitive, because when you're feeling like you have a lack of money, you've got to give it away. So for example, if you catch yourself in a major scarcity mode, you're feeling absolutely poor, you're looking at your bank account going, there's nothing coming in. This is the time that you demonstrate to yourself, to the universe, that by giving, you are grateful for even that little bit that you had. Isn't it always the way that the poorest people that we see around ourselves give the most? And it brings us to the fact that the universe realizes that there is the flow, the energetic flow, the energy of money. And it's a frequency. And I'll talk about that in another couple of videos. But you donate. You'll give to your favorite charity. The other day, it's like, I'm an absolute huge animal lover. So it's like, I tend to give to animal charities. Pick something that for you works. When you have an abundance, give. And I'm not saying give everything away, but this is also going to set that hack into motion again, that your brain is then going to find more ways to get more money coming into your life. Because money, like you and me, is attracted to respect and appreciation. And I'm going to leave it at that for this video. And I look forward to speaking to you shortly in the next ones. Take care. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.